Welcome to the third and last episode of Reloaded, a show where I revisit some of my favorite songs from the past that seem to have been forgotten or not really received the recognition that I think they deserved. And it's the last because, well, let's be honest, these aren't the most watched shows on the station, so it's best to focus attention elsewhere. And plus, after 3 episodes, I think I've covered a lot of really what I wanted to revisit. So we'll move on to bigger and better things. But if you're new to our YouTube channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it so that you'll get notified every time we post a new show or breaking music news. And normally in this show, I'll pick out 10 songs typically for the show. But since it's the last one, I'm going to go rogue with a few bonus songs because what the hell, why not? And the first artist I have for you today is Shelleyan Orphan, who's a band that started in the late 80s with the singer Carolyn Crowley, who even dabbled on a few songs with This Mortal Coil. And the band caught the attention of Robert Smith, who they even accompanied The Cure on the Prayer tour. And Carolyn eventually went on to have relations with The Cure drummer Boris Williams, and Porl Thompson from The Cure appeared on the Shelleyan album Humroot. So there's a little bit of a Cure connection there. Humroot's my personal favorite album of theirs. And it came out around the time of the Sundays. And for whatever reason, I played the albums a lot together. This album got way overplayed in my car for a period of a few years. And the band sort of reminds me of the Beautiful South a little bit. And while Caroline sings the majority of the songs, this track has a little boy-girl action going on. So let's start the show off in style with Burst from Shelleyan Orphan.
Just burst, uncontrollably burst, down to the inside and up to the outside.
Place a kiss on my head, treading water, but I rather dry. You've done something wrong. Hey mama, changing places inside. Once went out of the
Rob Dickinson is best known for being the singer of Catherine Wheel and for being the brother of Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson. And in 2005, he split from Catherine Wheel and released a solo album called Fresh Wine for Horses. And his song, My Name is Love, has quite a different pace from what we've come used to with Catherine Wheel, but really it's a masterpiece in my mind. And fun fact, local DJ Paul used to call me ML Love for reasons that I have no idea, actually. But when we were interviewing Rob for a website that we ran prior to Strange Ways, we got Rob to record a sound clip singing the words, My name is ML Love, instead of My name is Love. Dorky, sure, but not many singers that I admire are chanting my name, so I'm going to take it. Here's My Name is Love from Rob Dickinson. Have a listen.
What's your name? Just tell me where you can be found. My name is love, I can be found. No. My name is love. My name is love, love, love. All I say, when everything you know falls apart when the wind blows, when everything else has died. My name is love.
Chapel Club is a London indie rock band that was active from around 2007 to 2013. And if you haven't heard of them, they had somewhat of a White Lies sound to them, which, well, we all know that I love that. And we played quite a few songs on the station from this band, but this track, Surfacing, charted high on our year-end countdowns. And too bad, really, that these lads aren't still around, because I dug them quite a bit. But let's reload their track, Surfacing, one more time and give it some love.
Dreams of bloody slipstreams picks me from their mouth. Stars shining.
Domino State is another London band that came out around the same time as Chapel Club. That was just really a good era for music. And their tracks, You Are the Winter and What's the Question, got so much love from us back in the day. And if Chapel Club was the precursor to White Lies, then Domino State was a precursor to the Marionettes to me. And unfortunately, these songs from Domino State were plagued with really kind of awful sound quality. Every time I tried to play them, it was a bit of a struggle, but I love it all the same. Let's have a listen to What's the Question from Domino State. So I said this was the last episode of Reloaded, and truth be told, I wasn't really planning on doing it episode 3, but maybe I just did it as a good excuse to shave because, nobody wanted to see all of this that I had going on. But really the reason I did this, I was watching a quarantine at home live session from a local band, the Blue Flowers, and in the performance, they busted out an acoustic version of Crash, which was a song that they did in a prior shoegaze band they were in called Ether Aura. And that song was my world back in 2005. So I may have peed myself a tiny little bit when they surprisingly played it in the at-home session. And the real reason I'm doing this show was so that I would have an excuse to share this song with you guys one last time. Ether Aura and the Blue Flowers are led by singer Kate Highnote, who legit has the best voice in my home state, I think. And I really wish I could play the whole thing for you. But in this format, we're going to settle for a sampling of the amazing song Crash from Ether Aura. Have a listen.
With hands held tight for the rushing wind. When curious left the cage of pretending, glances locked to stares unending. They crash into each other's hearts and fear they will return apart. We risk the hurt just for a spark, and that's just the start.
Keeping with the shoegaze theme for a few more songs, Resplandor is a band from Peru, and this is the exact definition of the type of shoegaze that I like. I'm not really a fan of noisy shoegaze like My Bloody Valentine, but these guys have just enough fuzz, a bunch of singable ba-ba-bas, and really it's just a huge epic track. This is what shoegaze should sound like in my eyes. And apparently more folks liked them than just me because these guys got to tour with acts like Jesus and Mary Chain, House of Love, and Asobi Seksu, who you'll hear in a bit. And they even got some production work from Cocktail Twins, Robin Guthrie. So impressive band. This is Resplandor and the epic song Downfall. Asobi Seksu is a shoegaze dream pop band from New York that was around from the time of 2001 to 2013. And in 2007 is when I caught on to them. They released this track, Walk on the Moon, which made me fall in love with them the first time I heard it. It's a slower tune with a tiny bit of a lush sound to it. And we liked the song so much that we put it on one of the Orgasms compilation CDs that we released back in the day, which are now collector's items, collecting dust in a pile in my closet, that is. But nonetheless, this is Asobi Seksu with Walk on the Moon.
I saw the photograph
Ask for Joy is a Texas-based shoegaze band, and not really so much a band, but a one-man show by Aaron Rosetto, who is a regular in our chat rooms when my radio show used to broadcast, so a lot of you may be familiar with him. And I always thought his songs were of the quality level of more well-known shoegaze bands, and I thought that they deserved some more recognition, and so we're giving it to him. And I actually used to tease Aaron to speak up because he often drowned his vocals behind his music, but not in this song. This track is large and amazing, so have a listen one last time, and if you're listening, Aaron, speak up. This is Corsets from Ask for Joy.
Your body bathed in candlelight, I can tell you've never done this before. I have dreamed of this moment, and now it's here at last. Unlace your corset, my heart is beating so fast. Close your eyes, and you will do as you're told. Unlace your corset, I'm about to explode.
State of Grace is an English band that came out around in the mid-90s, and they were formerly a post-punk band called Fatal Charm in the late 70s, but State of Grace has a much dreamier sound to it, and this band was a staple on the Big Sonic Heaven show, and that is actually how I discovered them. Their album Jamboree Bop features a number of memorable songs, and like Shelleyan and Orphan, this was an album that I played on repeat, which is really something that I don't do all that often, so check out the very dreamy Smile from State of Grace.
These hours fall down on you, but Sundays don't seem the same anymore. Smile is deep in my heart. What will be must never be.
So perhaps you haven't heard of Black Ribbons. They're a one-off project from Daniel Victor, who you may know from his Never Ending White Lights project. And Never Ending White Lights got a lot of love and acclaim, but Daniel was often not in the spotlight. And this was a project like Delirium, where every song had a different guest singer. But unlike Delirium, Daniel traditionally used male vocalists, and it was more of a modern rock project than electronic. But on this side project, Daniel takes on vocal duties, and holy hell is he good. I don't even remember what the single off this album was, so I just went through the tracks and picked out one of my favorites. Sheila was the one I chose, and Daniel, if you're listening, sing some more, dude. Really good. And I've also been nagging him to do some video shows with Strange Ways, so let's see what comes of that. This is Black Ribbons with Sheila.
We're only in between, is what you tell me. Well, I know what you love. Are you mine? Oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila.
Confield was a British band that had a small run years ago, and I'm going to be honest, I don't really know a thing about this band, and there isn't a lot of information floating around either, but I always thought this song and this video were pretty powerful, so I'm going to keep it simple and just play it for you. This is Confield with Hidden Away. Really good song here.
Why did it take you long to get here? I think that you're running away from your fear. Why do you try to hide away? Your time is up. You come and say, should I let it all go by?
Press Gang Metropol was a French band that produced a series of amazing psychedelic furs sounding tracks around 2012, and the band had songs that sounded like they belonged on John Hughes soundtracks, and I think they agreed with my assessment of that because when they released the Lowlight remix of their track Parade, the video was comprised of, well, guess scenes from John Hughes movies. It's as if they read my mind. So let's have a look at their video and clips from the song Parade, the Lowlight remix from Press Gang Metropol.
Dancing under ice clouds, beside us of parade, like me the things you don't see. Feelings fast till the red's lying under bright stars. Feelings fast till the red's lying under bright stars. Giving back courage, reminding the things you don't feel.
Okay, I'm kind of cheating on this one. I think of Hard-Fi as an under-the-radar band, but they're really not, and they must be doing something right because their song Fire in the House comes up all the time in various Spotify remixes that get recommended to me. And that said, though, I really never hear any other DJs or clubs play them, and I don't quite get it because Fire in the House is off their 2011 album Killer Sounds, and it very much sounds like a New Order song. It's just a huge club track that I really kind of sort of want to play every time I DJ, but I don't. But I'm going to now, and I wish other DJs out there, please, please play this next time I'm there. Do it for me. This is Fire in the House from Hard-Fi. And just like Hard-Fi, I'm going to cheat a bit on this track from British Sea Power. And British Sea Power has achieved quite a bit of success. And this track, Please Stand Up, I think was my #1 song back in 2005. The band sounds quite a bit like Kitchen to Distinction, which is a good thing in my mind. And this has everything that I want in a song. It's so memorable to me. And if you haven't heard it, I just hope it makes its way into your permanent collection. So here is the last Reload song for this episode and for the series, at least for a while. This is British Sea Power with Please Stand Up.
Take me somewhere quiet, pleases. Motorway exit gates are calling to me dearly, and I need a place to go. Never seemed so strange before. If there's anyone asking, did you get a rush? There's no point in asking, there wasn't enough. All of a sudden, it's all better, a little excitement makes us wait all my life. Again.
I know you guys are all singing along to that last song from British Sea Power, and that's going to do it, folks. Thanks for taking a ride on the Reloaded series with me. I'm not quite sure what I'll do next. I'll continue to make my best of monthly recordings at the end of every month because those are a lot of fun, and we'll see what other specialty episodes I can come up with in between. Until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe.